Hey guys, just want to let you know about the new website, Aspect of the Hunter. If you want to find the latest pet, transmog, or anything else WoW related, head on over to Aspect of the Hunter. It's the home for all us hunters. Hey guys, Ravenclaw here and welcome to patch 7.2.5. In this episode we're going to go over the Marksman Hunter as they are in this new patch. We're going to go over bits and pieces that I like to do in the PvP world. A lot of you have asked for an MM Hunter guide, so here we go. This is going to be sort of a shorter guide. I'm sort of going to touch on the bits and pieces and show you sort of look at overall, and hopefully you'll be able to take a few pieces away to help you out in the new season. So the first things we're going to look at are the talents. Okay, let's jump into them. Let's go to the talents. Okay, so the first tier, I usually stick with steady focus or careful aim. Now remember, as we're a castable class, essentially, with our aim shot and wind bursts and whatnot, we need to take a little bit more time to be able to cast our bits and pieces, whereas BM, it's a lot of spammable stuff. I usually tend to stick with careful aim because you want to get that big damage flowing at the beginning, and you do have a chance to take extra damage over the next 8 seconds. Steady focus, if you're feeling that you're getting a lot of getting a lot of damage out, but you're getting a lot of focus starved, then you can go for some steady focus. Now the only time I'll take Lone Wolf if I'm running 3s with, say, a warrior, and he brings the mortal wounds debuff, then I can sacrifice my pet and go with Lone Wolf to get a little bit of extra damage. The next one here, now I tend to stick with Black Arrow. Now there's two reasons why I do that. It is, one, obviously it does a dot, but two, it will be out, you can use this on pets, say hunters' pets, warlocks, whatever you want, and it will actually taunt them off your target. So if they say you've got a BM hunter training you or your healer, put that on their pet and it will actually taunt them off the target, along with your, if you're running with a pet, your taunt macro and all that stuff. So that way you basically get two escapes, I guess. I do take True Aim as well. True Aim, you've got to be careful because obviously with when you're setting up a kill, or if you're setting up just to blow someone's face off, you need to make sure that you're in range to be able to get these successive aim shots off. So True Aim does really do a fair bit of damage once you get all the 10 stacks, but if they're if they're smart, they won't stand in front of you while you're going to cast aim shots. So that's why I tend to take Black Arrow over True Aim. The next one here, Post Haste, is the only one that I really take for PvP. Root Breaker, Speed Boost, and with our artifact weapon, every time you use Disengage, you get a damage reduction too. So it's a little bit of an all-rounder at the moment. I guess it was last season too. Never mind. Alright, so here I run Patient Sniper, okay, because every time I do, so if we hit the target, you'll see up in the corner here, it ticks over. So for every second, you get an extra percentage on top, okay? That's good because when you do that and then you're shooting, your aim shots into the target, they're only going to get more hefty as you get up. And I think if you're lucky, you should be able to get 3 shots off with your, while the vulnerable is still on the target, okay? But yeah, that's what I like to do. Let's get our pet back so it doesn't keep barking and doing stuff. Alright, Binding Shot. This one here is situational. Melee cleaves, you got a lot of melees that are coming at you. You get Binding Shot. Also, people still like to use Binding Shot to lock down a healer for a trap. That's perfectly fine. Face this way. Okay. Wyvern Sting, if you're going to be up like a bunch of casters and stuff, I like to use that to get the off target. So you've got the healer, you're locking out the off target and the kill target. I like to use Wyvern Shot as a ranged CC. And Camouflage too, if I'm running, say, Thug Cleave or, say, Jungle or something like that. It just helps getting that opener. Both of us can go into stealth, we can get in position, and as an MM Hunter, you want to be in the open. You want to be able to make sure that you can lock your kill target while you pop True Shot, Mark Shot, all that other stuff. We'll get into the rotation later. Okay, the next tier, Murder of Crows, is the only one I take here. Mix that with Black Arrow. and you've got a lot of dot damage bounding on the target. And the next one here, I don't take piercing shot really. I liked sidewinders for a few reasons. One, obviously applies vulnerable. I don't know, whatever it is. But also because it is like, if you look here, right? If we hit the target, as it goes through, it'll hit anything on the way through. And I've pulled out stealthies so many times just by doing this. We hit the target, like if I see the healer or whatnot, I just hit vulnerable. Wow. I hit sidewinders and it's brought them out of stealth. So that's also a great way to ruin openers, I guess. But yeah. Alright, where are we next? Okay, next one here, Gladiator's Medallion. These ones haven't really changed from my other guides, but Gladiator's Medallion I use most of the time because I like to have control over when I get out of CC. Adaptation, you can take, I guess when you feel like you're going to get CC'd more so than not. So you reduce your cooldown time to 1 minute. Keep in mind too, if you get sapped, that will proc that that freedom trinket. So yeah, just be mindful. It's situational, okay? But yeah, as I said, this is how I play, not how you should play. The next one here, initiation, I guess, mixed with your careful aim. You're going to do a lot of damage up front while they're above 80% health. It's really good to get, like, say, if you pop True Shot, you got your Wind Burst going and things like that. You're going to do a lot of damage, like, up front. So there's going to be some big crits. But I like to take quick shots to increase our haste, especially because we're, as I said, we're a castable class. We want to be able to cast our aim shots faster rather than slower. Okay, so pull you back. That's enough of that. Alright, the next one here, Cat-like reflexes against melee targets, so you know, warriors and DKs and stuff like that to reduce the critical strikes. Survival tactics you use against, say, Shadow Priests, Athlocks to be able to move all the magical damage, and saves your healer having to dispel, get into a silence or a horrify and stuff like that. Dragon Scale Armor again reduces the magical dots. I guess you could take it again with the other ones, but this one here is, in my opinion, more viable than Dragon Scale. Okay, so Spider Sting, if say a mage, you're up against a mage or a priest or something like that, you put that on the target. As soon as they do any offensive spell, they'll get silenced. This one is for your melees again, so you put that, so it's good to be mixed with these two here. If say a warrior just pop wreck, you'd pop that on the target and then pop cat-like reflexes, and you're going to mitigate a lot of that damage. Viper Sting is really good against druids when they go into bear form. They're popping all these hots and stuff to keep them alive. You do that and then you pop everything on top of that, and it sort of like diminishes all that healing because it's all hots. Okay, so the next one here, I just want to mention too, for people that aren't aware of this, if you take Scatter Shot, you will lose Bursting Shot. Okay, and I want to make it clear too that Scatter Shot is an incapacitate, as is your Freezing Trap. Okay, whereas Bursting Shot is a disorient. So you've got, so if you're running up and you see the healer here, you know, post haste into him, you Bursting Shot him, and then you drop a trap on him. That won't DR, it'll stay at the same. Whereas if you Scatter Shot from afar, then go into a trap, it'll basically half the duration of your trap. So really all you've done is done a full trap, I guess. Whereas you can just Binding Shot into a trap, or if you've taken, say, Explosive Trap, which is, this one here would be good against, say, if you're in sewers, and you've got, say, a healer on top of the pedestal there, the platform, you can knock them off. And TNT just increases the range of your Bursting Shot and then applies Concussive Shot to the targets as well. So depending on who I'm up against, really, I usually switch between, say, TNT and Scatter Shot. Now the last one here, okay, we'll start with Sniper Shot. Okay, Sniper Shot, yeah, it does a bit of damage and it will increase the range of all your spells, but to me, it's a slow cast, okay, so you can get CC'd into that. People know when it's coming, it's easy to dodge in that, and to be honest, we shoot far enough as it is to not really need to take a Sniper Shot, and that's my opinion. The next one here, this is the new talent that's been replaced. I think it's replaced Spray and Pray, I think it was. This one is actually pretty good. I've tested it out a bit, and it reduces the cooldown of your Aspect of the Cheetah, your Exhilaration, and what else was it? Aspect of the Cheetah, and your Turtle. This one is actually really good to reduce, especially when our Aspect of the Turtle is on a 3-minute cooldown. Having this pumping through can actually be a massive difference between a win or a loss, and especially if you can get like multiple turtles within a short amount of time. But True Shot Mastery is usually the one that I like to run to, because I like to have, because it shortens the cooldown of our of True Shot. And as for those that don't know what True Shot is, we'll get into that as we go into the next part of the guide. But those are the things that I like to take for the PvP situation as it is. We may do an updated guide a little bit later on, depending on how I go mid-season, but I will let you guys know. So let's get into a bit of a sort of like an opener and what you would do while things are on cooldown. Okay guys, so for your rotation, there's not much really to it, okay? Considering we only have, let's say, 3 or 4 main abilities. I guess that's with all hunters except, well, not really. Survival's a little bit more versatile, I guess. So you have to remember that an MM hunter is all about sniping, long range, big damage, okay? Whereas BM is all about relying on your pets to do pretty much everything, and survival is up in their face, melee, cleave, and everything in between. Okay, so we'll talk about your burst, then we'll talk about sort of sustained damage over the time that your True Shot's down and whatnot, and then just a few other things to cap off, and we'll say goodbye. So the important thing is, before you go popping everything, trying to sit there and cast an aim shot and then just get lined, you really need to make sure you lock the kill target, okay? If you know that you can go for a kill and get him out straight away, all well and good, but it's important to try and get a trinket first, so that way you can lock them down and then just go to town on them, okay? So let's go on the basis that we've locked the target down, all right? What I like to do first is I like to get my mark shot proc, okay? Then I move in to doing everything else. So we get our mark shot, so it's ready to go. You can see the buff ready. Then I will go with True Shot, Blood Fury, and Murder of Crows with Black Arrow. Scatter shot the target, make sure it's locked down. Then we'll do the aim shot, like we'll do our wind burst, mark shot, aim shot, mark shot, aim shot, and that's pretty much all there is to it, okay? Now, the important thing to remember is, well, I can't stress enough, if you haven't locked your target down, chances are they're just going to line your True Shot, and good players will know when your True Shot's up, and they will want to CC you until it's down, okay? So pretty much all you have to do whilst the True Shot is down is to keep Black Shot Arrow on the target as much as possible, and utilize Wind Burst as much as possible too, because with for people that have unlocked it, your Wind Burst now damages anyone who's in that trail, okay? It's also reduces their movement speed but increases yours. This is great for closing gaps on targets that are oh, look at all these little snakes. Okay, so you can keep up with targets that are trying to kite you whilst keeping them slowed, and it's good to fight in that mist. Alright, so priorities are keep Black Shot Arrow up as much as you can. It's only a 13-second cooldown, so make sure you keep that on your focus. Well, keep focus on that ability, and so on, like your Murder of Crows and bits and pieces. And once you have True Shot back, make sure you got full focus. Then once again you pop the True Shot, that, and you get the idea. So basically try and get mark shot in between your aim shots and whatnot. So if you have gone with careful aim, I believe it is, where it is, true aim, you want to wait until you've got the stacks up to be able to do the damage, okay? But that's pretty much it. Sorry, it's not like, you know, this is exactly how you do it, because everybody knows that PvP is basically random situations. Just remember the fact that you have to make sure you lock down a target. Other than that, as an MM Hunter, we have a lot of abilities to keep us out of harm's way and keep the distance. Like I said, we've got concussive shot, but we can use concussive shot with our disengage. Now, even if a demon hunter, a DK pulls us back in, we've still got that damage reduction going on for the next 4 seconds, which is great to help us out and to survive a little bit better. You can utilize for gaining distance on a target that's training you. Make sure you use scatter shot wisely. Then you can go from a scatter shot with your binding shot, and so on and so forth. It's all about keeping as much distance from your targets as possible, because we do have quite a large range. But other than that, there's not much else really to an MM Hunter. If you're smart and you understand the playstyle, then you will do quite well as a marksman, especially in 3s with a lot of AoE cleave damage. Other than that, there's not much else that I have to say. Nothing else that I haven't touched on already with my pre-patch guides. If you have got something out of this guide, please let me know. Or if you have something to add to the guide, please let us all know down in the comments. If you want to see more guides for patch 7.2.5 or anything like that, let me know. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. And as always, you amazing people, keep on sniping, literally. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.